Local and foreign businessmen are pushing for structural reforms in the management of the country's economy. These include amendments to restrictive provisions of the Constitution. Added details from Freddie Abando.
$5.4 billion of foreign direct investments committed from January to August of this year was a major boost for the economy. Significant gains. However, the numbers are still far from the record of the top three major destinations of foreign direct investments in ASEAN, namely Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. There is no doubt President Aquino's reform agenda, with great focus on good governance, has enhanced the country's competitiveness ranking, its credit rating and status to investment grade. There is a consensus in the private sector among local and foreign businessmen to push for structural reforms in the management of the economy. Top priority is pursuing amendments to the restrictive provisions of the Constitution.
It isn't maybe or maybe not that would happen. But you have to keep in mind that that won't happen if we get that change in the Constitution. That doesn't immediately open them up. There has to be a law, right? Because the Speaker's solution, which is unless otherwise changed by law, means we then have to put that law in, and that will take 2 or 3 years. So 2016, when I would expect to have a plebiscite to change the Constitution, then you're 2 or 3 years beyond that before you actually get the opening up.
No less than Speaker Feliciano Belmonte has been the champion of constitutional reform. Resolution number 1, authored by the Speaker, proposes the insertion of the phrase "as may be provided for by law" to empower Congress in the future to initiate reforms of economic provisions in the Constitution considered as roadblocks in generating the entry of foreign direct investments. The key provisions are land ownership, no restriction of stakes in media and advertising, education, and public utilities. Speaker Feliciano Belmonte stressed these reforms will attract more foreign direct investments to boost job generation, reduce poverty incidence, and sustain economic growth. Studies of all the constitutions of ASEAN countries reveal the Philippines Charter is the most restrictive to foreign direct investments.
The 16th Congress is considering game-changing measures such as the following to enhance our competitiveness. One is the amendment of the economic provisions of the Constitution that are deemed restrictive, even prohibitive in some areas. We want to do this simply by intercalating a phrase, unless otherwise provided by law, which to me is nothing more than a key to a locked door. All over the ASEAN, the legislature has the power to look around them and to see what is necessary to be competitive and to have the power to do it. Here in our country, we can only look askance because it's enshrined, embedded in our Constitution, these restrictions, and there's nothing we can do for it.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.